I love Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. I love, except my body is begging me to not love it.
But let me ask you something.
Yeah.
If we got into it,
I would fuck you up.
you'd fuck me up, right?
Fact check, mostly true.
Yeah.
But if a guy is a D1 athlete and Jonah Hill is not used to that level of competitiveness, he's going to get hurt. He's not going to annihilate anyone, but he probably would do okay. We'll go out with Jonah Hill because I have a multitude of opinions on this. He thinks that he would beat up pretty much anyone in Hollywood.
I don't think he didn't say Hollywood. I think he thinks he's tougher than he is.
There's some truth. There's a little column A,
It's
a
like
little
one of
column
those,
B.
like, get in my guard, bro. No.
Ooh.
Right, yeah.
How about I just bash you in the nose?
It could. Let's see what he says.
I love Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. I love, except my body is begging me to not love it. 42 isn't, my wife is often like, you're not going to become like a professional fighter. You know that, right? Like, you're a comedian. Like,
But let me ask you something.
Yeah.
If we got into it,
I would fuck you up.
you'd fuck me up, right?
I would fuck all
But
three
truly,
of you up. Yeah.
right? 'Cause-
And that's the best part. My favorite thing is people are like, oh, Jonah Hill, fucking fat guy from Superbad. Whatever. And I'm like, I would fucking annihilate you, dude. I'm not kidding,
every
dude.
fight
Try it. If you see me, try it, dude.
Every fight ends up on the ground.
Fucking
very
bring
quickly.
it. Who's got it?
I will, unless you are way
I-
bigger than me,
I have like a
fucking fuck around and find out.
Yeah. So you said your impression there was, first off, I just think it's unbecoming to say that.
Oh, I think he's.
What?
I mean, you got to give him a little grace, right? Because he is a comedic actor.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of, he's doing a live show, kind of weird podcast thing. So he's exaggerating a little bit and kind of hamming it up a little bit. But so give him a little grace.
I don't give him any grace because he's taking interviews really personally.
He
If you watch
seems like a
him,
guy who takes himself super seriously.
Yeah.
But I've seen him do that like in a comedic sense, like the This Is the End movie. He did that. He's done it.
No,
at
in
award shows
interviews
and
he
stuff.
got really mad at a few people.
But-
Like, I'm not going to answer any questions regarding my body. Okay, I respectfully.
Oh, he gets
ask that
sensitive
you-
about his weight. He's
But
very
even
sensitive.
after someone said like, "Hey, you lost a lot of weight. Does it feel great? Like to even spite a lot of people." I don't want to answer any questions about my body. Someone said like, "What kind of farter are you?" Like when they're asking about some funny movies, like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm not that kind of person. Next question. Why don't you ask a smart question? And it's like he's like, like I'm a serious actor. I'm not. So he seems to get really touchy.
Yeah.
So like if he didn't have a history of that, sure.
I think that's part of it too.
Yeah.
Right? Is he gets so frustrated about people calling him, oh, the fat guy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know about. I would fucking annihilate you. Like there's plenty of guys. I know plenty of people that every fight goes to the ground. Yeah, they do. But I know plenty of people that are still standing when you're on the ground, and it's like you got knocked out. It's like
He'd beat
you're
anyone
gonna,
on that stage for sure.
Not gonna get me in an arm bar if you're fucking sleeping, dude.
No, yeah, but it's yes, and not to side with Jonah Hill. Here's the thing. First off, a couple of things. You just shouldn't say that, right? And the truth is, guys who are really good just wouldn't typically say that. Professional fighters, sure.
I know a lot of jiu-jitsu guys who don't say that kind of thing.
Yeah,
They're like, yeah, I fight competitively.
It is
and
a
if we were to hit the mats, I would destroy you.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. It's like, well, yeah.
it's the exact same thing as a fight. And what I mean by that is if someone knows what they're doing, you're not going to stop some of them. You're not going to stop someone taking you down. If you don't train in it, you're not going to stop it. It's not possible. If someone wants to take you down, and now here's the thing. Jiu-jitsu nerds out there will know this. It's become such a niche sport that some jiu-jitsu guys can get to black where they don't have really good takedowns, unlike they used to. But a high school wrestler is going to take anyone down who they want to at any point in time.
Yeah.
And a jiu-jitsu black belt should at least have the equivalent of high school wrestling. If Jonah Hill, now that assumes though some basic level of athleticism. Yes, jiu-jitsu allows you to take on someone larger with your skills, but you do need a certain base level of strength and agility in a street fight to evade being hurt. That's the difference
Right.
between competing in a fight. But what he's saying, and I've trained where he's trained at Clockwork Jiu-Jitsu. It's kind of like, I remember it was a very, very good place. When I lived in New York, I went to like Marcelo Garcia, I went to Henzo, I went to Clockwork. There were like 15 different schools. So I just went and got free classes for several months. And it was kind of like where the lawyers, or that's the perception I got, like, professionals trained.
Yeah.
But it was very cerebral. The coach there, I want to say his name might have been Josh, actually taught me a half guard pass that I still use. So it's a very good school. He said he's on the mats like 4-something times a week. So he's probably very good. So mostly true. Fact check, mostly true.
Yeah.
But if a guy is a D1 athlete and Jonah Hill is not used to that level of competitiveness, he's going to get hurt. He's not going to annihilate anyone, but he probably would do okay.
It's probably the only athletic endeavor he's ever had success at in his life, and he has confidence. That's kind of the angle that I took from it. I do kind of see maybe the performative aspect of saying that.
Yeah.
You're right. Maybe you don't want to overstep, but I was like, this is the only thing physically this guy's ever been confident about, and you can tell.
Right.
He's like, I'm all in on this. This is amazing. And that's kind of how I felt on it. And I'd been successful in athletics before to some degree, but when I did that, I was like, oh my gosh, like if I learned this stuff, I wouldn't have to worry about so many things in a neighborhood that would be rough potentially. So
I would like more people out there to give you an idea. Gerald is a legitimate D1 athlete. Gerald went one time to class, and I was teaching him an arm triangle choke. Now, that's something that takes a long time for people to learn. I was teaching him on myself, walking him through it, and he was trying to muscle it, and he didn't quite have it, right? And I said, no, hold on a second. You need to just cut the corner here of my shoulder so you'll feel my shoulder slide into place. You were kind of yanking me up as opposed to sinking. And he actually put me really close to unconscious within seconds. So if you take the ability and apply athleticism, it's a huge, huge advantage.
Yeah.
Now, would I take, let's say Jonah Hill's a world class, let's say he's a really, really good black belt. Would I take someone like Jonah Hill's skill set or a 200-pound strong athletic male purple belt? That's who I would pick in a street fight.
Yeah.
People definitely underestimate strength, athleticism. Like, it does matter when you're in the street on concrete. That's the big difference. There's weight classes for a reason. And I would imagine that Jonah Hill is weak as a kitten because he hasn't done athletic endeavors. But if someone just thinks they're going to like just punch him, they'd be in for a really rude awakening. It would be embarrassed to be wrapped up by Jonah Hill.
Just getting ground and pound by Jonah. I was like, come on.
But I don't think it's embarrassing.
A little bit.
Hey, the guy's he's a multimillionaire. He's got no job. He's got all day to be practicing how to kick your ass, and you're just like, hey, this is a side thing for me. What the hell?
Yeah.
I just didn't want you to bump into me on the street. Now all of a sudden, is this unemployed guy is choking me out? What the hell?
Hey, weren't you the fat guy?
You scuffed my shoes, asshole. Now you're kicking my ass? What did I do to you? It's because you got a problem with your weight?
Taking it out on the world.
It's glandular. It's just funny to me that now he tries to pull the ladder up behind him where he did like Superbad and all this stuff. And then he was Mr. Me Too and all of this shit. And then people turn on him for his relationship. But it is, hey, I'm glad that he's found something. Yeah. You'll often get people who are just a little bit overzealous. Look, like, it's basically a superpower. Jocko Willink has talked about this. Many people have. If assuming you're basically strong, right? Like an average male as far as strength, athleticism, and you get yourself to like blue or purple belt, it's really not even fair. It's not fair. It's not challenging. People who just aren't trained have no idea. They really don't have any idea. So I understand the confidence that comes with that. Here's where that changes. Training with people who are professional fighters and training with world-class people and people who are like all-American wrestling champion. I understand that there are levels to the game, and I'd never be so bold as to say I would annihilate everyone because I know that things can go wrong. And I'm much bigger, stronger, and much better at jiu-jitsu than Jonah Hill. And that I can say definitively. Any which rule said it wouldn't even be close. I've done it for a lot longer than him. I'm much bigger and stronger. And I know the huge number of people who could kick my ass very, very easily. That's the important part of that. Now, are any of them people who don't practice combat arts? No. They probably exist, but they wouldn't be in the lineup. So always just issue that caveat, especially when you're sort of like amoeba fat. Jonah Hill is. Yeah. Like, it's not like he lost. It's not like Kevin James who lost a bunch of weight and had a base because he was like a high level athlete and just happened to add fat. A guy like him, there's no muscle. He's lost it, and I'm glad. I'm glad that he's lost the weight, but he would be weak as a kitten. So that's a bold statement for someone as weak as him. Yes, jiu-jitsu helps, but not that much.
Against girls.
Well, no, I'm saying it helps, but like, you know, at a certain point, girls. I would say this. I've rolled against guys I've never once felt like, in other words, to give you an idea, strength is a component. I've never once felt like it was insurmountable until maybe like I roll with a guy who was like well over 300 pounds, muscular, where, okay, like a basic arm bar now, I have to adapt it because it's almost like a different species of human being at that point. An arm is so big, a hip is so big, you can't even literally, leverage by locking your feet or just because you don't have enough length. They're so wide. Yeah. But outside of that, I'd say like any, up to like 250, 260, it sucks. They're strong, but the determining factor
It's gonna hurt more, but
is skill, not really strength.
Yeah.
Once I'm at my size, Jonah Hill, he'd have a problem with anyone who's seriously athletic. Like you said, that's where someone who's really athletic, who knows what he's doing, could stuff a takedown and maybe punch him a few times, and I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that. Oh, you're still here watching this on YouTube? There's no more. It's over. Just like YouTube. YouTube is over. It's not a thing anymore. How many Seth Meyers clips do you need? Head on over to Rumble. Follow me there. Live on weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern, where we can actually speak freely and don't have to self-censor. YouTube it's really not a thing. Like, you ever seen one of those towns that maybe was like a mining town, or maybe they made some kind of alloy? You say, hey, I wonder what they did in this town. It takes a while to find a person who can tell you what they did in that town, and even then you don't fully understand it. That's YouTube. YouTube is that town. So go to Rumble.